Throughout the Eric Andre show, there have been multiple moments where mysteries were set up that never got solved. One of the biggest of these mysteries comes from Season 2, Episode 6, and that is who killed Hannibal. Now, this may have been hard had it not been for it being early in the show and Hannibal getting along with most of the guests. Thanks to this, I have been able to narrow it down to a total of 5 people, maybe more by the time I'm done writing this. The first suspect we have is George Clooney. He claims to have smashed his wife first night, but Hannibal catches on that she didn't know English, so George may have wanted to silence him before he knew too much. Suspect number 2 is Tatiana Ali, because in her interview she is clearly showing that she is interested in Eric, but Hannibal keeps flirting with her, which made her furious and spiteful towards him. Suspect number 3 is Lorenzo Lamas because of how rudely Hannibal woke him up for an interview. Suspect number 4 is Ryan Felipe because Hannibal willingly participated with Eric in the constant tormenting of Ryan, even though Hannibal is supposed to be more mature. Our final suspect is James Vanderbeek, in which Hannibal repeatedly pressures him into giving him information and then along with Eric begins to deliberately annoy James, angering him to an incredible extent. Now, I don't think Tatiana could have done it because Hannibal is just too attractive, and I don't think any of the guys I mentioned are part of the LGBT community. Also, despite the trauma Lorenzo was put through, I do believe he is too grateful for the massive boost to his career to be that upset. Despite the pressure put on James slowly building up to hatred, he seems to be too cool of a person to ever do that. This leaves us with Ryan and George. Now, I don't think Ryan would have ever wanted to go near them ever again, seeing how uncomfortable he seemed to be around them, which leaves us with George. Throughout George's interview, he ignores Hannibal when he keeps asking about his wife not knowing English. This was clearly an act of manipulation by George in order to throw people off of his trail, and since George was in the first episode, not many would suspect him since he had been a whole season and a half from when the tragic murder happened. In conclusion, it is my belief that George Clooney murdered this poor man to protect his own reputation, and he needs to be arrested and brought to justice.